My friend had been looking for Mustangs for a little while, and he really wanted to get a Mach 1, and he found this really nice lower mileage Mach 1 in California. It only had somewhere in the 80,000 mile range. Nice car, basically stock. The wheels, it used to have the Mach 1 wheels, but they were traded out for the other ones that you see in the pictures. The interior was really nice. Very nice car, very good example of a Mach 1. And so we talked about it back and forth, and then next thing I know, he sent me these pictures of going to get it with his dad, and they trailered it home with their Duramax from California. And so I was really excited to get home from the lake on our vacation and see the car, and he brought it over to my house. I like the silver stripes on it. I think the black Mach 1s look good when they put red stripes or silver stripes. I always wish that Ford would have made them with different colored stripes on them, because I know in previous videos I've said I like the matte black stripes because you look, and then when you look closer you do see that they are there. So I like that the black Mach 1s come with the stripes even though they're matte black, but I think when they're a different color, especially on the black, they stand out really well and they look really good. There's my old 98 Cobra, and here comes my buddy's new Mach 1. Oh man. So the first thing we did was wash the car at my house. I showed him how I like to do it with good soap and microfiber towels, and so we washed it off and dried the car, and it was a really nice clean car. You can see as you go around and look at it that for a black car and its age, it definitely is a very nice car and a good example of a Mach 1. There you can see those aftermarket wheels a little bit better. They're a good looking wheel, kind of like a CCW. I also do like that the side stripes have the Mach 1 letters in the correct font, so that looks good. I had sent him these pictures of a black Mach 1 that had red stripes that I had seen over the years. I really liked it. I thought it looked good, and he said he might trade to red stripes one day. But anyway, he asked me to take the car for a drive, see what I thought about it, so we drove it around the block, and it drove really nice. The clutch is a little stiff. It might have a newer aftermarket clutch in it. Throwout bearing does make a little bit of noise. It's normal. We might have to replace that at some point. But anyway, really nice car. And so I looked it over to make sure everything was good. The coolant reservoir was dry. As soon as I started to fill it up, it came up to level, so it wasn't really that empty. The system seemed to be burped okay, but we made sure to add some coolant, and I added some oil too. With the Mach 1s, you really want to be running 6.5 to 7 quarts of oil in these engines, and so I added about half a quart to bring up the level a little bit, so it looked good after that. And so now I felt good about sending him on his way until we hung out the next time. So we would get the Mach 1s together and have some fun, go on cruises out to the car meets that they have going on around here in town. It was really nice to get the two of them together. Always cool to have another Mach 1 around. And so we were out at the car meet, and this is a really cool picture he has where he works. Just decided to take a cool picture with the flag there and sent me a text of it saying, "America." But anyway, the car was doing really well, but it did have a couple of issues that we needed to work through. It was idling really rough, and I'll show you in some videos here. So you can see how the car is idling kind of rough. It's dropping RPM, and the stick shift was shaking, the transmission was shaking, which is showing that the engine's kind of hesitating and having issues. And so it did that for a little while. I thought the fuel pump was dead. But he could drive it for a while, and it kept driving, and then the next day it would act kind of normal, but then he would send me these videos and say, "It's doing it again." So I said, well, let's start out first by replacing the fuel filter, and then maybe the fuel pump. So he got it over to
Yeah,
my
it
house
doesn't
right
matter, the
after
rear
he
wheels
got
are
off
right.
work. The car was still driving all right, and I looked underneath there, and it did have a new harness on the fuel pump area that shows 2018, so I think it has a new pump in it. But we released the inertia valve, and we got the car to run, and it actually ran for over 2 minutes, even without unplugged. And so after a little while, I said, all right, let's stop making it struggle. We'll just take it off now. And a good amount of fuel still came out of the fuel filter. But the fuel filter came out, and it was kind of clear on one side, and when we dumped it the other way, it was kind of gross. And it seems like it runs a lot better now. So we will see how that goes for him. But here's just letting the car run and choke. It did this for a while before I decided to go ahead and just shut it off. So then I listened for the pump to prime, and I could hear it priming, and it sounded pretty strong. And so then I had him start it, and of course it's not going to run perfect as soon as it starts. It has to get fuel in the lines, but it ran perfect after that.
Okay, now off, and do it again. Yeah, I can hear the pump.
It sounds good.
It sounds good, yeah. So go ahead and try starting it.
So it's running great now. I'll leave you with a little exhaust clip. He has SLP mufflers on it now.